Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Techie Tuesdays. I'm your host S. Ravi Kumar. Techie Tuesdays is a weekly show where I answer your tech and career related queries. So if you like my answers, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends, family and colleagues. Now let's get started with today's questions. Today's first question is asked by Dhivahar. He's asking, I am a .NET web developer with 7 years of experience. What should I learn next? Salesforce, PaaS, or full stack like Azure, React? What could be the best option for a future career path? Dhivahar, first of all, you need to identify your long-term career goal before deciding that what should you learn next. So identify your long-term career goal, that what do you want to do in your long-term career goal. Do you want to go on the technical side, that do you want to become a technical manager or engineering manager or a software architect, or do you want to go on purely management side, like you want to become a project manager or program manager or those kind of roles. So first decide what are your long-term career goals, then only decide what to learn. Because technology wise, first of all, I would say that I won't suggest you to go for Salesforce, because unless and until your company is not giving you that direction. So if your company is asking you to learn Salesforce as they have tasks related to Salesforce, then of course learn about them, because yes, there is future in Salesforce, but there are many competitors of Salesforce also, and you won't be able to come back to .NET if you move to Salesforce once. So my suggestion would be that don't go for Salesforce unless and until your company is asking you to learn that. Now, if you want to go on the technical side or you want to remain on the technical side, then my suggestion for you would be to learn full stack development using .NET itself. So if you are a .NET web developer and you are asking or you are saying that you want to learn React or Azure in full stack, that means you don't know much about full stack. You are a regular .NET web developer who is working in ASP.NET MVC or ASP.NET Web Forms. So my suggestion for you would be to stick to .NET, learn about how to do full stack development in .NET itself. So there are ways to do full stack development in .NET. Number one is which you are already doing, that you are working on ASP.NET web developer as a ASP.NET MVC, like working on ASP.NET MVC, creating MVC to create UI, and then ASP.Web API and like entity framework and other things for writing the backend. So you are already working as kind of a full stack web developer when you are working on ASP.NET MVC and Web API and entity framework and with any database. So that is one full stack web developer path in .NET. Another full stack web developer path which will gain popularity in India in coming probably 2 to 3 years, because enterprises take time to change their technologies. So when Blazor, like right now Blazor is gaining popularity, and when Blazor become full-fledged popular around the world, then work related to Blazor will also come in service industry in India. So yes, in coming 2-3 years Blazor will grow. So my suggestion would be that either become a full stack developer using ASP.NET MVC, Web API and any like database management technology, be it entity framework or Dapper, or you can become a full stack developer using Blazor, ASP.NET Web API and any data access technologies, again as entity framework or Dapper or anything like that. So you can become full stack developer using either of these two technologies if you are since you are already a web developer. If you are looking for a job change in next 6 to 8 months, then you should learn React, and you should say yourself as a full stack .NET React web developer, where you will be using React for creating front end and you will be using ASP.NET Web API for creating the back end. So these three full stack paths I am suggesting. For long term, it would be continue working on ASP.NET, learn about new feature of .NET, like learn about .NET 6, what are the cutting edge features of .NET 6 or .NET 5 or .NET Core 3.1, like based on what you are working right now. So if you are working on web forms or you are working on regular Windows based .NET framework, then learn .NET Core first, .NET Core 3.1. Start with .NET Core 3.1, learn about web API development using .NET Core 3.1, and learn the full stack development using .NET Core 3.1. Then if you looking for job change in next 6 to 8 months, then only learn React, otherwise stick to .NET. That would be my suggestion for you. Next question is from Akhil. He's asking, what are the disadvantages of developing an Android and iOS app in .NET using C#? Akhil, when you are talking about developing Android and iOS application using .NET and C#, then I'm assuming that you are talking about Xamarin framework or Mavi framework. So if you are talking about Xamarin or Mavi framework, then the only disadvantage you will have is unavailability of resources in India. Because Xamarin is not that popular in India, so there is a scarcity of Xamarin developers in India who knows how to develop mobile applications for Android and iOS using .NET or Xamarin and C#. But if you are talking about feature wise, that what are the disadvantages of using Xamarin or .NET and C# for developing Android and iOS application, then I would say that there is no disadvantage at all. In fact, it is advantageous to use Xamarin for developing Android and iOS, because you will be using single code base for building both Android and iOS applications, and the performance of your application will be fast, because Xamarin applications are native applications. They don't run under any shell or anything. They are built into binaries which are used in iOS and Android. So the performance of Xamarin and applications is similar or faster than, or you can say similar to what you develop with Swift or Swift or your Kotlin. So Xamarin is fast, and it has, like you can say, 0-day feature. It has beta feature also. Whatever is available in latest version of iOS, all the features are available in Xamarin. So in my opinion, there are no disadvantages in using .NET, Xamarin and C# for developing iOS or Android application, apart from scarcity of developers or scarcity of resources, especially in India. If you are looking for resources outside India, if you are a business owner and looking for Xamarin resources, you can use Upwork, like sites like Upwork or Freelancer, and you will get good Xamarin resources there, and you can get your application developed using Xamarin, and it will be very performant, similar to any application based on Swift or Kotlin. Next question is from Nathan. He's asking, will an older Visual Studio version still support the newest .NET versions? Nathan, technically they should, but they don't. So I know about Visual Studio 2019, Visual Studio 2017, Visual Studio 2015. I have worked with all of these versions. Currently, I am only using Visual Studio 2019, be it on Windows or Mac. But what I have seen that Visual Studio 2017, when we talk about .NET version, Visual Studio 2017 or 2019 will support only .NET Framework 4.8 or like .NET Framework 3.5. So Visual Studio, like when we talk about .NET Framework which works on Windows, it is almost supported by all versions of Visual Studio, be it 2019, be it 2017. 2015, I'm not sure. 2015, nowadays I don't know much people use 2015. If they use it with older version of .NET, that is your older .NET, that is .NET 3.5 or .NET 4.6 4.5 or 4.3, those kind of those .NET versions they primarily use with Visual Studio 2015. But when we talk about the latest version like .NET Core and your .NET 5 and .NET 6, .NET 5 is more supported on Visual Studio 2019. I haven't seen its support on Visual Studio 2017. I'm not sure though, but I don't think that Visual Studio 2017 support .NET 5. But .NET Core is supported on Visual Studio 2017. I don't think it is supported on Visual Studio like older than 2017. So that is a drawback, I would say, that older versions of Visual Studio don't support the latest version of .NET Core or .NET 5. They might support only the .NET framework, but that too at a certain level. You need to see or read the documentation or release notes of Visual Studio to know about exact which version is supported by that particular Visual Studio, like which version of .NET is supported by that particular Visual Studio. Otherwise, if you are so much worried, I think you should use Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code kind of supports your all versions of .NET Core as well as I think .NET Framework also. I'm not sure though, but Windows .NET Framework also it support. So I think either you use Visual Studio Code, or if you are using Visual Studio, then probably go with the latest version, that is Visual Studio 2019. Next question is by Simran. She's asking, I am a beginner in IT, working as a web developer, enjoying the work, and confused between Azure developer and full stack developer for further career options. For which I should go so that I can study and get a good switch. Simran, let me clarify you one thing, that there is no role called Azure developer in IT industry. Most of the Azure roles are utilized or used by DevOps people. So more enroll, because most of the Azure services are basically deployment services, be it app service, be it blob service, be it managed database. All of these are kind of a deployment service, like where you finally deploy your application. It's not nothing related to development. So there is nothing called Azure developer. The people who work on Azure are primarily DevOps people or networking people who are involved in deployment of your application. So their primary task is like creating a app service or deploying your app service on Azure. So they are, most of the deployment activities in a company are taken care by DevOps people, and they don't use programming that much. They primarily use PowerShell or Python or those kind of things, but not this regular programming applications like programming languages like .NET or Java or PHP. So if you are a web developer, .NET web developer, it would be like kind of an added advantage for you if you know how to deploy .NET application on Azure. Otherwise, it is not a role. There is no role called Azure developer. Similarly, there is no role called full stack developer, but yes, there are responsibilities. So full stack developer, most of the companies, they don't have a job role. The job role is primarily of a software engineer, consultant or developer or those kind of things. But yes, the responsibilities are of a full stack developer, where the developer is working on whole application. So whole front end, back end, data access, all the things are managed by a single developer. That is a full stack developer role. And since you like or you enjoy your work as a web developer, my suggestion for you would be to go or become a full stack developer or learn about full stack development using the technology which you are using or right now. So if you are using JavaScript right now for developing, become a full stack developer using JavaScript technologies like learn Node.js or Deno, and from front end learn Angular, Vue or any kind of frameworks. So become a full stack developer in this, probably MERN stack or mean stack. So learn about those. Or if you are a .NET developer, then again my full stack suggestions are that of ASP.NET MVC, MVC with Web API and regular .NET 5, 6 and .NET Core. Or you can learn Blazor with ASP.NET Web API with backend like .NET Core or .NET 6 and data access, learn about data access technologies like Entity Framework or Dapper. So in my opinion, you should go with learning full stack web development using whatever technology you are working on right now. Next question is by Bilal Ahmed. He's asking, what is the agile model of development and can this work on complex software projects? Bilal, it's mostly popular as agile methodology. So agile methodology is basically a project management methodologies used for managing software projects. It became popular in early 2000s, primarily in 2001 with Agile Manifesto, and it is used by many software companies. I would say that 90% of the IT services companies in India use Agile methodology in one or another format for managing their software projects. There are many sub-methodologies in Agile like Scrum, Extreme Programming and other methodologies, but they all follow the Agile Manifesto. And then there are many frameworks in Agile like Scaled Agile Framework, which is used by large organizations to manage their projects or software applications. So Agile methodology is basically a project management methodology for managing software projects in an effective and performant way. It gives you various metrics and various, you can say, charts, various visualization techniques to see the performance of your software team as well as the performance of your development or speed of your development, that whether the application is developed with the speed which was estimated correct in the beginning or not. So all these things, project management things, are done using Agile methodology. Now coming to your second question, that can this work on complex software projects? The answer is yes, it will work. Not only it can, it works on complex software projects. All the large software projects in India currently are most of the time managed using Agile principles and Agile Manifesto, or you can say Agile project management methodologies. In fact, there are many jobs like Certified Agile Scrum Master, then there is Safe Agile Scrum Master. So there are many certifications also related to Agile project management. So yes, Agile project management methodology is very popular in software development, especially in services company, and you can manage any complex software application using Agile project management methodologies. Next question is by Rahul. He's asking, which tool would you use if a programmer wanted to express an algorithm visually? Rahul, the simplest and most popular tool of visually presenting an algorithm by programmers is flowchart, which is available in any software tool, be it licensed software like Visio or Enterprise Architect, or be it online diagramming tools like Lucidcharts. However, it primarily depends on what kind of algorithm you are going to present visually. So if you are presenting a database design, then you will be using entity relation diagram or ER diagram. So this ER diagramming is also available in Visio and Enterprise Architect, and you can also design it using online tools like DB Design or Lucidcharts. If you are showcasing any application feature, then you can use UML diagrams like sequence diagram, class diagram, or component diagram. So there are UML diagrams also to showcase the program flow or application flow or application component structure in a standard way visually. If you are designing or if you are showcasing an architecture, application architecture, then you will be designing the block based architecture diagram, which is kind of a mixture of all kind of diagrams. It has blocks, it has servers, and it has everything. However, if you are just showcasing a simple algorithm of a problem solving statement which you can write in simple English step by step manner, then you can showcase it in the form of a flowchart, because that is the easiest and most understandable way of understanding an algorithm. So I would my popular choice, or not only my, all the programmers popular choice for showcasing or visually displaying an algorithm is of course flowchart. But again, it depends on what kind of algorithm you are showcasing. Otherwise, like apart from logic, if you are showcasing other kind of things, then probably you will be using other diagrams. But most popularly, flowchart is the one which is used to express an algorithm visually. These were my answers to your tech and career related queries in this episode of Techie Tuesdays. If you want your questions to be answered in next episode of Techie Tuesdays, you can DM me your questions with hashtag Techie Tuesdays on any social media platform. All my social media handles are Techie Rathor. I hope you like my answers, and if you like my answers, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your friends, family and colleagues. So until my next video, take care. Bye bye.